Who are you? I don't have a mom. What? I was speechless at Roy's voice coming through the phone. Roy, who had been eagerly saying, "I want to see you soon," was now speaking as if he were a different person. Roy, what do you mean? Is this some kind of surprise? Roy fell silent at my question. I, eager to introduce him to the newborn baby, was utterly confused by a sudden change. Where's Dad? Can I talk to him on the phone? Dad says he doesn't want to see you. I see. Well then, Roy, let's meet and talk, shall we? It's difficult. Sorry, I have to hang up now. Finally, Roy ended the call as if escaping. What on earth was going on? Why was Roy acting like a stranger? A bad feeling crept into my mind. I swallowed hard, standing there. My name is Lily Johnson. I am 36 years old and currently pregnant with my second child. I live with my husband Charlie and our eldest son Roy. Lately, Charlie, possibly due to his busy schedule, has been away from home more often. Carrying a heavy belly in late pregnancy and managing housework and childcare, I'm quite exhausted every day. However, I can't complain, as Charlie is the one supporting our family. I've decided to do my best so Charlie can work comfortably outside. In return, Roy occasionally helps me out. Roy, who is turning 7 this year, seems much more mature than his classmates. He adores me, calling out, "Mom, Mom," and offers to carry heavy things, saying, "I'll carry it." He's like a little prince. I'm very grateful to Roy and don't want to cause him any trouble in the future. Roy seems excited about the upcoming baby, talking to my belly every day. Knowing the baby is a boy, he's thrilled about having a little brother. I imagined the brothers playing together happily after the birth of my second son. It seemed from the outside that our family led a fairly happy life. I thought so, until the second son was about to be born. As his due date approached, I was preparing for hospitalization at home. There were many things to pack, such as roomwear, towels, and cushions. While packing, I had Roy help me, and together we packed the items one by one. Mom's going to the hospital soon, and it might make you feel lonely, Roy. No, I'm okay. I'm excited for the baby to be born. Roy, trying not to worry me, responded kindly. What a good boy. I knew deep down that Roy was feeling lonely, but he was trying his best to be a big brother. I hugged Roy, and then resumed packing. Isn't dinner ready yet? As we were packing, Charlie came in. His words surprised me, and when I checked the clock, it was indeed past 7 p.m., our usual dinner time. I'm sorry, I'll make it right now. What? You're just starting now? Don't tell me you haven't even prepared the bread. Yeah, I completely forgot because I was busy packing. I'll start preparing now. Just wait a little. Finish packing quickly. You're taking your time. Seeing Charlie's irritated look, both Roy and I shrugged. If he was so eager to eat, he could cook for himself. The idea of him ordering a pregnant woman to cook was infuriating. But arguing with Charlie would only make him angrier. I stood up and went to the kitchen to make dinner. I quickly prepared beef stew, but Charlie complained about small potatoes and not enough meat. Roy seemed unhappy hearing Charlie's complaints, frowning while spooning his stew. Sighing, I added more meat to Charlie's plate. As a result, my plate lost its meat, leaving me with the vegetable-only beef stew. Make sure to cook on time from tomorrow. I can't stand it when dinner is late. Yes. I thought to myself that he should just cook for himself, as I washed the dishes after our meal. The next evening, as I was bringing in the laundry, I felt a sudden unpleasant pain in my abdomen. Realizing it was labor pain for my second child, I contacted the hospital and soon headed there. I think Dad will be home soon, so tell him Mom went to the hospital. I'll be away for about a week, but you'll be okay, right? Yeah, I'm fine. Have a healthy baby. Thank you. On the way to the hospital, I called Charlie and also phoned my mother-in-law Mary to come to our house. I thought Charlie would be back from work soon, but it was better for Roy to have Mary there too. As labor pains intensified, I felt the second son's birth was imminent. During a brief respite, I saw a message from Charlie. "Where's my dinner? Didn't I tell you yesterday?" He had promised to be at the hospital for the birth, but there was no sign of him. I braced myself against the pain, facing childbirth alone. 5 hours later, my second son was born safely. Exhausted from the effort, I was too dazed to answer the phone ring several times. I called Roy to let him know the baby was born, to reassure him. "Mom, yay! I'm so happy the baby is born." "Thank you. I'll contact you again when I'm discharged, so just wait a little longer, okay?" "Okay." Imagining Roy's happy response, I felt relieved. After sleeping for about 2 hours, I was finally able to contact Charlie. The baby was born earlier, a big boy. "Is that so? When are you coming back?" "In a week, but..." "A week? Huh? That's long. Just having one kid, and it takes that long to get discharged?" Charlie expressed no joy at the birth of his son, only complaining about my long hospital stay. Unbelievable. The fact that he expected me to recover quickly from such a challenging childbirth was disheartening. Just because I was discharged from the hospital doesn't mean I could move around as before. I need to rest for a month, or my postpartum recovery will be affected. When Roy was born, Charlie was much kinder. He wanted a girl, so he was a bit disappointed when he heard it was a boy. But still, he lovingly embraced Roy, repeatedly calling him cute. Charlie has changed. He's not the same person he used to be. Where did the Charlie I loved go? I kept in touch with Roy every day during my 1-week hospital stay. The newborn second son was so adorable, healing the shock of Charlie's cold words. And when it was finally time to be discharged from the hospital and return home, Mom had come all the way from my hometown to be with me. Finally, when it was time to leave the hospital and return home, my mom from out of state had come to pick me up. She had flown in despite being busy with work, overcoming my objections, for which I was grateful. Mom and I took a taxi home. As we got out of the taxi in front of the house and entered, the inside was quiet and empty. It was a weekday evening, so Charlie's absence was understandable, but there was no sign of Mary and Roy either. I thought they might have gone shopping, but I quickly realized that wasn't the case. "It's quite tidy here, with so few things. It looks spacious." Mom was saying carefree things next to me, but I felt differently. The furniture is gone. Indeed, the room did look spacious, as all the furniture had been removed. That was because all the furniture had been removed from the house. Then, a piece of paper on the floor caught my eye. It was a divorce petition signed by Charlie. Silently, I picked it up. "What's this? It's not just tidied up." "Yes, we had all our furniture here until I was hospitalized. Why has this happened?" I was utterly confused. Removing all the furniture from the house would have required movers. It was impossible otherwise. My heart started racing, and feeling my distress, my baby in my arms began to cry. I tried to soothe him while trying to make sense of the situation. This could only be the work of Charlie and Mary. I was shocked to see the furniture gone, but I was more concerned about Roy's safety. I handed the baby to Mom and called Roy's mobile phone. After several rings, Roy finally answered. "Hello, Roy?" Even as I called out, Roy didn't respond. My heart pounded painfully loud. "Where are you?" I asked Roy frantically, praying for a response while listening to his breathing. "Who are you? I don't have a mom." What? I was speechless at the voice of Roy coming from the phone. Just yesterday, he had been eagerly saying, "I can't wait to see you," but now he was speaking as if he were a different person. Roy, what do you mean? Is this some kind of surprise? Roy remained silent to my question. I, eager to introduce Roy to the newborn baby, was utterly confused by his sudden change. Where's Dad? Can I talk to him on the phone? Dad says he doesn't want to see you. I see. Well then, Roy, let's meet and talk, shall we? It's difficult. I'm sorry. I have to hang up now. Roy ended the call as if escaping. I stood dumbfounded, exchanging looks with Mom. What on earth was going on? Why was Roy behaving like a stranger and avoiding meeting me? A bad feeling crept into my mind. I swallowed hard, standing there. Mom, I'm sorry about earlier. That wasn't me. Well, it was me, but it really wasn't. After that, I was in a daze, unable to reach Charlie or Mary by phone, and felt completely lost. Mom was confused, asking what's going on. That's when Roy called. Hello, Roy? What's wrong? Are you okay? Yeah, about the earlier call. Dad and Grandma forced me to say those things. They were watching me closely, and I was scared, so I thought I had to do what they said. Roy had been forced by Charlie and Mary to pretend he didn't know me. Hearing this, I felt my anger boiling over. How could they make a 7-year-old do such a cruel thing? Are they even real parents? I couldn't believe Mary would go along with Charlie and do this to Roy. I see. That must have been hard for you. Don't worry. I'll come to get you tomorrow. Really? That's great. His relieved voice comforted me too. Roy, where are you now? At Grandma's house? No, it's a different place. It's big and smells like wood. What? I was puzzled. I had assumed Roy would be at the in-laws' house, but from Roy's tone, it seemed like he was in a newly built house. Probably the furniture taken from my home was there too. You don't know the address, right? Can you take a picture of the outside of the house? And how long did it take to get to this new house? Okay, I'll take a picture and send it later. It took about 10 minutes by car to get here. It might be difficult to pinpoint their location from a photo, but if they're only about 10 minutes away by car, they can't be too far. I exchanged glances with Mom and swallowed hard. All right, I'll definitely come to you tomorrow, so wait for me. Okay. Oh, and Mom? Roy seemed hesitant to continue over the phone. What's wrong? Right now, Dad, Grandma, and a woman I don't know are here. They're all drinking in the living room. What do you mean? I don't know, but Dad and Grandma seem happy. That woman, her belly is big, probably pregnant. What? I gasped in shock, worried I might have scared Roy. Mom looked into my eyes, wondering what was happening. The baby in her arms began to breathe softly, falling asleep. I don't really understand, but I feel like it's not good to stay here. Okay, I understand. I'll definitely come tomorrow. Okay. I was deeply disturbed by the presence of another woman, but securing Roy was more important. After ending the call with Roy, I closely examined the photos he sent of the house, showing them to Mom. This is near the science hall. Remember, we used to go to the planetarium there when you were a child. She excitedly identified the location. Near the science hall. Got it. I'll go get Roy tomorrow. Can you stay home and look after the baby, Mom? Yes, but don't overdo it. You're still recovering from childbirth. I know. Honestly, it was physically demanding to walk outside during postpartum recovery. However, I couldn't wait any longer to retrieve Roy, and I was also concerned about the woman Roy mentioned. I wanted to resolve this quickly. The next morning, using the photo Roy had shown me, I took a taxi near the science hall. This must be it. The area near the science hall had become a new residential district with several new houses. It seemed difficult to identify Roy's house among them, but the nameplate made it obvious. A house marked Johnson appeared. I took a deep breath and rang the doorbell. It was Sunday, and still early for anyone to go out, so Charlie was likely at home. "Hello?" Charlie, in his pajamas disheveled, opened the door. "Good morning."
"What, Lily? How did you find this place?"
As soon as Charlie realized it was me standing at the door, his face contorted. "I've come to pick up Roy. Excuse me." I entered the house without waiting for Charlie's permission.
"Hey, wait!"
Ignoring Charlie's protest from behind, I went inside. "Mom!" Roy saw me and rushed into my arms. "Roy, I'm so glad you're safe." "Yeah, Mom, I missed you." Once I confirmed my child was safe, I felt a moment of relief. I was emotionally overwhelmed by the reunion with Roy for a while. When Roy calmed down, I looked at Charlie and Mary, who were stunned by my sudden appearance, and said, "What is the meaning of this? I had no idea you bought such a house." My tone became naturally distant due to my disgust towards Charlie.
"Well, obviously, I didn't tell you."
"We're all going to live here now. It's a nice house, isn't it?" At Mary's words, I looked around the house. As expected, the furniture from my house was neatly arranged. "This is my furniture."
"Huh? It belongs to us as a couple, so it's not just yours. I can do whatever I want with our furniture."
"No, these are mine. I bought them with my own money." I loved stylish furniture, and had bought these pieces myself. Although we shared them as a couple, they were originally mine. It was outrageous for him to take them as if it was normal.
"I don't care about that. You're just in the way now. Can you leave quickly?"
Charlie's treatment of me, especially after childbirth and hospitalization, without any words of sympathy, infuriated me. But I had sensed it since going into the hospital for delivery. Charlie no longer had any love left for me. "How long do you plan to pay for such a big and beautiful house? Isn't it expensive? Do you even have that kind of money?" I wondered how Charlie could afford a new house. Our original house was also bought with a mortgage, and I couldn't believe that Charlie had that much financial power. Moreover, the mortgage was under Charlie's name. I doubted he could take out multiple mortgages.
"Easy, I used Mom's name."
"What? He used Mary's name? But where would the money come from? Is Mary going to pay the mortgage? No offense, but does she have that kind of money?"
"Haha, there's money, isn't there? I know about the $300 million in assets at your parents' house. You're supposed to inherit it, so paying off the mortgage will be a breeze."
I sighed in disbelief at Charlie's laughter. Indeed, my family is wealthy. My father, a wealthy landowner, owns various lands and condominiums. I had once told Charlie that I would inherit these assets. He bought this house, counting on my inheritance.
"Your property is mine. After all, we're married."
At Charlie's words, Mary also. "That's right." She laughed as if amused. Surely to these people my face must look like nothing but a stack of bills. I sighed deeply and said to Charlie, "Unfortunately, you and I are no longer married."
"What?"
Charlie's eyes widened in shock at the reality suddenly confronting him.
"Stop joking. I'd know right away if that was a lie."
"It's no lie. Besides, you're the one who prepared the divorce papers. I signed them and submitted them to the office, so we're already divorced."
"What?"
Realizing the situation, Charlie's face turned pale. I remembered submitting the divorce papers at the office yesterday. Too bad. My property will not become yours. I wonder how you'll pay the mortgage for this house. Mary glared at me with a menacing look. I remained unfazed by Mary's intimidating look.
Don't be ridiculous. What about the distribution of property? Half of it's mine, right? With $1.5 million, I can pay off the mortgage.
Charlie's nonsensical words almost made me dizzy. Oh, let me explain if you don't know. Distribution of property means dividing assets acquired during the marriage. Even if I already inherited my father's wealth, that inheritance, as specific property, is not subject to distribution. Besides, after taxes, it wouldn't amount to $1.5 million. If we had a harmonious marital life, I would have shared that money with you. It's truly unfortunate. Charlie, taken aback by my calm explanation, trembled. You've been so condescending. Didn't even come for the birth. And on top of that, you had an affair. A claim for compensation in the divorce proceedings will be filed by my lawyer. And of course, child support for Roy and our youngest.
Why should I pay compensation for a divorce?
Well, you did have an affair, didn't you? I know about your other woman, and she's pregnant, isn't she?
What? When did I ever cheat?
Charlie, thinking I didn't know about his affair, froze on the spot, exchanging glances with Mary. Just then, a woman came from the back corridor to the living room. She was pregnant and looked surprised to see me. Good morning. I'm Charlie's ex-wife. Sorry for the noise this early. You must be the woman he's having an affair with. Yes, I know. Don't worry. We're already divorced. However, I'll be claiming some compensation for the divorce and child support for 2, so please be prepared. The mistress looked at me as if seeing a ghost, her knees buckling. Charlie and Mary turned pale, as if realizing it was the end.
Okay, I understand. I was wrong. Forgive me. There's the mortgage on this house, and now divorce compensation and child support on top of that. I can't pay. Can we start over? It's okay. I'll break up with her. Please, Lily.
Yes, that sounds good. Why don't we all live together happily? Charlie, who had planned to pay off the loan with my assets, suggested getting back together, as if imagining the hell to come. The mistress glared at Charlie for saying he would break up with her. I understood her anger at Charlie's convenient lies. He had cheated, yet was unaware of the need to pay compensation for the divorce and child support. Mary's idea of living together seemed far from rational. I sighed deeply and glared alternately at Charlie, Mary, and the mistress. Are you serious? If so, that's incredibly unreasonable. Are you mocking me? Do you think it's okay to just take Roy like this and get away with it? I will never go back to being your wife, Charlie. I won't give you any of my wealth. The mortgage on this house? I don't care about it. You arranged it yourselves. Paying compensation for the divorce and child support is only right. My lawyer will discuss this with you. Be prepared. Goodbye. I took Roy's hand and left Charlie's house. Until the moment we left, the 3 of them were stunned, unable to move or speak. Thinking about the hellish situation they were about to face made me feel sick. But it was their responsibility. They could fight it out as much as they wanted. I'm sorry, Roy. I scared you. And I'm sorry for separating from your dad. No, I'm okay. It's better to be with Mom. Hey, is the baby at home? I want to meet him soon. Seeing Roy's thoughtfulness, even at such a time, I couldn't help but tear up. I knew I had to protect him and the baby born into this world. I felt confident that I could do it, even alone. When we got home, Mom greeted us, holding the baby. Roy immediately said, "Cute," and gently stroked his brother's head. The baby seemed to smile at Roy, who looked delighted. Well done. I've settled everything. It's going to be tough from here, but I feel relieved. After telling Mom about the day's events, She cursed Charlie for being such a terrible man, but I felt relieved to have cut ties with him. A few days later, a friend told me they ran into Charlie in town and had a chat. Apparently, after our confrontation, the woman he was having an affair with also left him. She quickly lost interest when he mentioned breaking up, probably because she was relying on my assets. Once she realized she couldn't get them, she lost interest in staying with Charlie. All that was left for him was the brand new house and his own mother. I wonder how he's going to pay the mortgage. As I listened to my friend's story, I thought about it as if it were someone else's problem. The compensation for the divorce, perhaps paid through a loan, was successfully transferred. I also managed to get back the furniture he took through my lawyer. Child support is a monthly matter, so he will have to start paying that. He must be even more cornered now, with the child support for his mistress's child as well. But I didn't feel sorry for him. In fact, I felt relieved. From now on, I decided not to think about Charlie and to start looking for a job once I recovered. Mom agreed to stay and help with the baby for a while, so I gratefully accepted her offer. I have a duty to protect my 2 children. I just hope I can return to work soon.
Mom, I want to go to the amusement park with you, the baby, and Grandma.
The amusement park? Sure, once the baby gets a bit bigger, we'll go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Roy, who adored his brother, was truly smiling. I wanted to protect this smile forever. No matter how hard it may be, I'm willing to persevere for this reason. I silently thanked the 2 treasures that were born into my life.